Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Photography, where we discuss everything about who would have thought photography. And this week, I will be sharing my feedback. I'll be sharing my opinion of my experience at the 2023 WPPI Expo. And for those that don't know, WPPI stands for Wedding Portrait. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me lower this a little bit more. Wedding Portrait and Photographer International Expo. That's right. It was my first time going and I had a great time, but there was also some other things. But I'm going to be sharing that and much more in this week's episode. Let's get into it. All right. So we are back. I know it's been a couple weeks and I had a lot going on, quite honestly. And I want to be way more consistent, but being that I do this all by myself, it is a lot harder than it looks. Let me tell you, it really is. And I want to apologize for not being as consistent as I would like. But we are here on Thursday, and you know what that means. It means let's talk photography. Okay. What I want to do on Thursdays, for those that don't know, is create an open dialogue about whatever the topic is that we happen to be discussing about photography. So sometimes it might be about camera, it might be about lighting, it might be about lens choice, the business of photography. Whatever it is, it's about photography because that's what we're going to do. We're going to be talking about photography. Okay. That's all I got to say. So this week we will be discussing my experience over at WPPI, the expo that was held in Las Vegas last week. It and ultimately answering the question, was it worth it? And should you go? Right? Because those were the two biggest questions I was asking myself for a long time. I think that's why I haven't gone to WPPI sooner, was because I wasn't sure, was it worth it and whether I should go. Because as a, if you're either part-time or whatever time really, the expense of going is not the cheapest, but also gives you a pause to say, okay, what am I getting back? What's my ROI? What's my return on this investment? And that's what I had to ask myself. And honestly, I was a bit intimidated in going for quite a number of years. I got introduced to WPPI um, back in 2017, I believe. Like someone really hit me to it, and I was intimidated to go by myself and to go alone and not know someone. So quite honestly, I held myself back from going. But for those that don't know what WPPI is, let's go ahead and take a look. Here we go. Right here. This is their website. Um, let's go to that. There we go. Here we go. So it's 5 days each year. Portrait and wedding photographers and videographers, mostly portrait and wedding photographers, quite honestly. Um, and that means sports photographers and all sorts of other portraits, animal portraits, but and wedding photography is the biggest emphasis that I saw. I would like to have seen more videography oriented vendors there, but I definitely saw photographers for sure. They all come into Vegas to be inspired, a part of this remarkable community. Evolve your aesthetic, gain invaluable strategies to grow your business, connect with friends, be dazzled by stories from industry icons, and create lasting memories. Ah, yes, WPPI. So this year was held from March 5th through the 9th. Since I had a fashion shoot on the 5th, I had to fly in on the 9th. And by the time I flew in, well, I missed 2 days. So I'm going to be talking more about that debacle, which I definitely was not happy about. Absolutely not. Okay. Uh no what else is there? There were a lot of vendors, whole bunch of classes, tons of educational experiences, whether it be seminars or photo walks. Okay. It's 5 days of madness. and it's chock full of stuff for you to do. You if you're sitting around during WPPI, it's because you wanted to. Like seriously. Wow, look at that. That's creepy and awesome at the same time, huh? Gee whiz. Oh, well, hello. Look at that. The sharks. But nonetheless, it's a fantastic it was a pretty cool experience, but I'm gonna get more into it. All right. So you can see here the conference itself is from the 5th to the 9th, but the show, which is the expo floor with all the gear and all the stuff you could touch and try and look at, is the 7th through the 9th. So 7th, 8th, and 9th. The expo floor is open. All right. So you can see the majority of the conference is dedicated to educational experiences, and that's pretty cool. So I like that. I mean, why pay the money if you're not learning something? And it was held at the Mirage over in Las Vegas. All right. So that's a little intro there. If you have gone to WPPI in the past, feel free to post a comment down below. I would love to hear from you about your experience. And it'd be great to share that with others, you know? Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So, oh, let's talk about before we get into things. Um, I do want to say, if you haven't already, shame on you, but make sure you go ahead and follow me. Where? Facebook at Robert Silver Photography. I'm on Instagram, very active. That's probably the best place to follow me and to get in touch with me too. Robert Silver Photography. You can always send me an inbox or DM. Um, I'm on TikTok, Robert Silver Photography. I post at least once a day. And of course, Twitter. That's right. I'm on there with Elon Musk. And I'm not sure if Kanye West is there. But either way, they're both fools on there, and I'm on there too. So there you go. Rob Silver Photog. Okay. But most important, most active is the Instagram for sure. That is for sure. If you're looking for upcoming live shows or in-person workshops that I will be hosting, go ahead and check me out over at robertsilverphotography.com for my upcoming in-person workshops or my live streams. Okay, now all you got to do is click that. I think the link is down below, so go ahead and check that out. And the very best way to support this channel and all the madness I have going on is to become a Patreon member. I post daily tips, tricks, or just saying hello. Um, and I'll answer your questions too, by the way, all on my Patreon. All it only starts at the $5 level. So really, I'm not asking for the world here, but it does help me to continue to do what I do because eventually I need to get a producer to help me run this show much smoother and keep me organized. That would be fantastic. But good help costs. All right. So go ahead and check me out at patreon.com/. Robert Silver Photography. And that link is down below. Who would have thought? Yes, it is. Go ahead and check that out. Um, oh, we got look at that. Look at that. Look at that. We got D-Rock in the house. That's right. Who would have thought? Good to see you, my man. Appreciate you tuning in. Always good to have familiar faces. Okay. Um, what do I have? Okay, there we go. Got my sounds right. Okay. Now let's get to this portion. The product highlight. That's right. All right. Now this week I bring to you I don't have a drum. I don't have a drum. Uh let's see what I got that might help. You know what? It's going to be this, okay? I bring this week's episode of Let's Talk Photography is brought to you by that's right, Robert Silver himself. Me. That's my merch. All right? I finally am starting to invest in merch. So this is my first hoodie. I ordered this from Vistaprint. Shout out to Vistaprint. Feel free to sponsor this show. I ordered this hoodie. You can see right here. It's embroidered. Let me see if you can see that. Let me know what you guys think. Post a comment. That would be awesome. Smash that like button. I got this embroidered. It's a real nice, thick zip hoodie. Shout out to D-Rock for recommending me getting a zip versus a pullover, and I could see that was a wise recommendation from D-Rock. So go ahead and give him a horn. I will. Okay. So I got myself a hoodie. All right, there we go. I could get my who's the villain on Star Wars? My Darth Marth or whatever. Anyway, I get my villain on, but we're gonna rock it like this because it's hot in here already. All right. So I got this embroidered hoodie and look at this right here. Let me see if you can see it. There we go. I got new t-shirts. Let me see. There we go. New t-shirts in Robert Silver Photography. But what I like about the shirt, it's slightly thinner than my last one. I ordered from Vistaprint. It was Fruit of the Loom, which actually were really nice quality. They were thicker though. And this is a different company. What is this company here? District. Never used them before. But anyway, order from Vista. It came a week early. I don't know what in the heck kind of elves they're running around there, but Vistaprint did it. And check out the back though. Check out the back. Let me know what you think about the back. Okay, a little product placement situation going on. So there we go. And again, here's the front. Bam. You already know the logo. But I'm loving the back. The back, I'm really digging that back. Look at that. I'm really digging that back. Okay, that's right. That's what I told her. I'm really digging that. What? You better shut your mouth. All right. So there we go. That's the t-shirts. Got the hoodies. If you guys think you would like to order some, I will be taking pre-orders because I'm gonna have to order in bulk. I think 12 one or two dozen at a time. So if you're interested in merch, let me know because I will get tons of these. And if I and then I'll create a link for to receive pre-orders on my website, and then I'll go ahead and get these shipped out to all of you. All the funds help to will be reinvested into the show because one thing I want to do is in the future is take this show on location to different places, unique places to bring you that experience. Do live photo shoots at unique places for all of you. I want to also get more high profile photography guests on the show as well. So that's right. So trust and believe anything you help to do to support the show will be directly reinvested in the show. Okay. Shout out to all my Patreon members that are a part of the game. I appreciate you. Stay creative, okay? We got a couple of comments. Let's go ahead and check that out. All right. Simon comes in from Nigeria. What the heck? There we go. Oh, he says he loves the hoodie. Hey, I appreciate that. You know, this is I was nervous about buying it. It wasn't cheap, I'll tell you that. But I'm glad I did it. You know, it because I'm a tightwad. So it was $50 to order, but I'll be quite honest, you know, I was a little skeptical. I'm glad I did it. It's a really good quality and it fits well. All right. And check out Simon if you guys need any retouching. Okay. He's great. He did something for me. He's gonna do more stuff. Great. He's a real good retoucher. Save yourself some time. All right, we got D-Rock coming back in. Okay. He says, we need a product photography shoot. Oh, yes, absolutely. We're gonna set that up. We're gonna set that up. I'll wear the hoodie, got the t-shirt. We'll do something. And D-Rock, you might have to shoot the photos. So we'll just go ahead and talk about that later. All right. And he says, "Oh, that's Darth Maul. Darth Maul. What did I say? Darth Mouth? I don't. You know what? I'm clearly not a Star Wars expert at all. So I'll take that L. Yeah, that's what I was getting my photography Darth Marth on. That's what I was trying to do there. So there we go. Maybe I'll do that for like for Halloween. You know, Darth Marth photographer. Anyway, so there we go with the comments. Let's get into there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Make sure I covered all my bases. Oh, I have. Oh, I need a drum roll. That's what I need to do. I need to get a drum roll sound effects. Remind me, folks. I need a drum roll sound effects. Okay. But in the meantime, I have a special announcement. Okay. Do I have a drum? Let me see. No sensor whoosh. Chippity. No. 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 Nope, I don't. You know, that'll be the next sound effect, a drum roll. That's what a brother needs. Okay, so here we go. This is the special guest that I mentioned on my Instagram live earlier, who will be on Let's Talk Photography next week. That's right, at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Who's that going to be? It's going to be the one and only of Photography. Okay, that's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, if you don't know Photography, okay, if you don't know Photography, he is a let me go ahead and pull him up on YouTube here. Photography, there we go. He's a photographer. He's been a photographer for over 2 decades. And let's go ahead and share the screen. Right there. You go check him out on YouTube right now. He does tutorials, talks a lot about photography. He talks a lot about Nikon because he's a fellow Nikon junkie like myself. Um and he's a rock and roller. So, there you go, Vahography. So Vahagan is an awesome dude. I've been watching him for some time, been a subscriber, and I just really appreciate his approach, very authentic. So I asked him, I said, "Hey, would you be would you consider being a guest on my show?" And he said, "Shoot, I'm down. Let's do it." And go figure, we're both in California, so that makes things much easier. So he will be on the show live with me next week at 6 p.m. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, smash that bell icon so that you get notifications of my upcoming live videos and as well as just standard videos that I post. Okay. So that will be going down next week. That's right, with special guest Vahography. Okay. So his link is down below in the description section if you want to check him out for yourself. All right. But I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be a great collaboration. You don't want to miss it. We're going to be talking about Nikon. We're going to be talking about photography. We're going to be talking about his passion for rock and roll. We're going to be talking about everything about photography because that's what this podcast is about. So let's be honest. All right. Um, bubbity bubbity bub. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's get to the show, shall we? Let's get into the what do you call it? The main event. All right. Now, when we're talking about WPPI, I want to first share with you what to expect. Okay. Again, if you've attended WPPI or have any questions about attending Wedding Portrait Photographer International Expo, post that comment down below and I'll be glad to share that with the audience and answer the question for you. Okay. So, what to expect? Well, first thing is, um, you should expect a whole lot of classes. One thing that I wish I knew, or how can I say, one thing I didn't realize and I should have paid more attention was the timing of the classes. There were a lot of classes, seminars you could take, and photo walks. If you're planning on going, I recommend when you register, pay for that photo walk right then and there. Get it out of the way. Most of photo walks were only like $100, and I would have really have liked taken personally Joe Edelman just because I like Joe Edelman. I would have taken his. And I'm sure there were others as well, but by the time I decided I do want to take a photo walk, all of them were sold out. So by the time I showed up, they were done. They were sold out. So I went to a lot of that's when I decided, okay, I'll just emphasize on attending seminars. But you should expect that you should expect a lot of people there. Therefore, they're all vying for the same spot, whether it be on the expo floor in the shooting bays, or as I said, the photo walks and in the expos. Okay, you should. One thing I would recommend is that you plan ahead, create a strategy. Okay, on this day, I'm going to do this. This day, I'm going to do that. This day, I'm going to do this. One thing that I liked about the expo was that they had this app. Let me pull this up. It's called Emerald, and it had an app like this. You see that WPPI app? This was a great help. It has all the exhibitors. Let me see if I get that right. It wants to get to my hand. Oh my bad. There we go. Exhibitors. Cool. All right. Exhibitors, map, schedule, speakers, product gallery, event info, and shared social media. This was my lifeline to everything going on in WPPI. And kudos to them for making this happen because that helped me out tremendously. Is this app right here? It's free 99, obviously, and it gave you access to your pass. It gave access to which vendors you're interested in. If you're interested in seeing a seminar, you could just star it, and then it would punch up. Note it would send you notifications on when said speaker was going. Those are some vendors there. Let me see here. Oh, it has the vendors, the exhibitors. Let me see if it still has the schedule. Cool. All right, so here we go. So when you tap on schedule, okay, now you can see, oh, the official party. Where is it at? What time? And then you can like scroll up and just create your schedule for each day. So that was Sunday. Here's Monday. You scroll through, you press a little. Let me see if I can do that. There we anyway. All right, anyway, you get the point. You just press a star and then you go lock in whatever events you want to see. And you can see some of them says sold out. And then they send you notifications to your phone about the upcoming set events that you want to be a part of. So I thought that was great. It made the experience much easier to manage, especially since it was held at the Mirage. And if you haven't been to like a Vegas hotel, they're pretty freaking big. You could do a lot without ever leaving the building. So the expo was held at one side of the entire center, if you will, and then the walk to to your room itself is a good 15 minutes. So you can't be, diddly daddling and being lost. You'll lose time. You may miss a seminar. You might be late to something else. So this really became a helpful lifeline um when attending WPPI. So expect one thing I expect you to do is be prepared to walk. Okay, that's one thing to expect is that you're going to be doing some good walking, wear some good shoes. But I'll be getting into what you should bring in a second. But definitely, what you should expect is that things are going to be like you're going to be walking for sure. And that you need this app. This app is definitely a lifeline. It really helps to save and keep your days organized. And then you can maximize your day. All right. And know where the parties are because there were plenty of after party stuff going on every day. And if you want to stay in a loop, if that's one way to do it. One thing you could expect is that um, is that everybody there is a portrait photographer of some sort. Okay. So really quick, you realize just saying you're a portrait photographer is not enough. So I would really advise people to really fine tune what their specialty is, what their niche is, what area that they're most known for and what they're good at. And then when you go there, you come off a little bit more um self-assured or self-aware of what it is that you actually do and what separates you from literally a building of photographers at the expo. Because saying you're a portrait photographer just doesn't cut it. 'Cause guess what? It's a wedding portrait photographer expo. So, hello, you're not really curing cancer there. Okay, you're not raising anything to a new level by just being present at a portrait photography expo, saying you're a portrait photographer. And I made that mistake. That was one thing I had to learn. I was like, "Oh, shoot." I caught myself a few times, like, the first day or so, like, "Oh, I'm a portrait photographer." It's like, "Yeah, and?" But really, that was part of the experience, the learning experience of attending there was really helping me to fine-tune, what it is I do and what I bring to the marketplace. So, expect to be more than just a portrait photographer, hopefully. Now, if you're just an enthusiast and you wanna go, Hey, do you. I think that's a serious freaking win right there. Okay, if I can get my yeah, it's a serious win. So, another thing you can expect is that you're gonna have to make time for your own meals. Okay, no one says break, go get your lunch. Break, go get your breakfast. Break, go get your dinner. So you need to be able to. That's why I said earlier, plan your days like before you even get there, if possible. But for sure, the first day, like you should plan your days. And one thing I recommend is arriving like it started on Sunday, Sunday evening technically. Arrive latest Sunday morning. Okay. I made the mistake of being too good for booking too many projects right before I left. And I ended up losing 2 days of my damn expo that I paid full price on. So that was a big loss for me. So I won't be doing that again. So I recommend you all coming in early the first day that it's there latest, if not the day before, and then plan your day so that you get to maximize the value of the price you paid to attend. And whether it be the seminar, the expo floor, or the photo walks, or even the networking events, okay? You want to be able to take advantage because I showed up a day late. I didn't go to any seminars or anything, and therefore I didn't make any connections, any new friends, whatever. And then when I went to the official opening party, I felt a little lost because I didn't know anybody in Vegas. I didn't know among the hundreds and hundreds of people at this awesome party. So I felt a little bit alienated. And that was totally my fault. Can't blame anybody. I just, well, next time I'm not going to book a shoot as tightly close to when I'm supposed to go to this event. And I do plan on going again. I thought it was super fun, and I can't wait till next time. So, real quick, we have a comment. Simon says, "True, absolutely, it is. You got to plan your stuff and get your money's worth." I for sure was a little upset that I had when was it? Definitely on at the end, because I planned too much stuff right before and right after the days of the expo. Like I said, the day the expo started was when I had a fashion shoot. Shouldn't have planned it then. And then by the time I landed everything, I ended up missing the second day too, because I left on the second day to arrive. And then by the time I landed and arrived at the hotel, it was 5 p.m. The expo's already done. So that's 2 days I lost. And then I left a day early because I wanted to go to LA Fashion Week. I won't do that again. So really I lost half the days by doing this stupid ill planning. So I want to just let you know, definitely I recommend planning your days out and making sure that you're well rested before you head to the expo. Okay. It's a lot going on. Trust me, there's a lot going on. And unfortunately, yes, there were people there to help, but really, they're gonna tell you to go download this damn app, okay? That's what they told me 90% of the time. "Oh, download the app. Do you have the app? Do you have the app? Do you have the app?" So all the answers are they just want you to go to this app. And the people that you can find might be 5, 10 minutes walking here or there and everywhere. I was lost a few times on the first day, and the app came in and swooped in and saved my hide, okay? All right. Next thing I wanted to share. Boop, boop, boop. Now, what what you should bring? Yeah, let's talk about that. First and foremost, very comfortable sneakers. I saw a quick video WPPI put up, and they're like, "You should bring comfortable sneakers," and I was like, no kidding. Like I just kind of just overlooked the advice. But boy, they weren't playing. You want comfortable sneakers, okay? Because the first day I was there, I wore some nice boots and I was walking here, walking there, doing this, doing that. And then I ended up going to a venue I thought was where the official night party was, which was literally 30 minutes down the strip. And then I had to walk back another 30 minutes to find out the damn opening party The official one was in the same hotel that the conference is in. That was very painful to my feet, to say the least. And, I felt like a damn jerk. No one knew about it except me, of course, but I'm walking all over at Vegas with some boots, and my feet were screaming for the next 2 days, okay? So I only wore sneakers for the rest of the time being. Those boots never got back on my feet, okay? So do not do what I did. Bring comfortable sneakers, okay? That's all I'm bringing next time. If I'm doing, a nice pair of shoes, it's for the official, party and the closing party, because they want you to dress up to go inside the lounges, okay? You actually have to look nice. So, at least a sport coat or a button up or something like that. So you do want appropriate, shoes for that particular spot, but for the days of the conference and the expo and walking the floor, no, wear some comfortable shoes, because even the expo floor was pretty damn big. So, definitely, yeah, wear some comfortable and wear comfortable pants, et cetera, okay? Now, let's talk about cameras, all right? I know that's really what you're curious about, because that's what half the experience was about camera gear. So, I brought with me the Lumix S5 Mark II, which is what I'm streaming with right now, and then I brought, what did I bring? I brought a, 24 to 70 Lumix S lens, L mount. Then I brought, a 24 millimeter, no, I bought a 35 millimeter prime, a 50 millimeter prime, a 50 millimeter anamorphic lens, just in case I go walking it on the streets of Vegas, and a 45 millimeter f2.8 Sigma contemporary lens. Okay. Oh, and I bought the S5, the Lumix S5 Mark II kit lens, which is a 20 to 60 millimeter, 3.5 to 5.6 variable aperture lens. Okay. I used, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm going to say this. I used the kit lens most of the time. Who would have thought? That's right. I used a kit lens most of the time, because it was just versatile. It was super lightweight. It was convenient. And for most of the things I was shooting at the time, didn't require a super fast aperture. Now, did I go? I did do some stuff with the 35 millimeter f 1.4 art lens. It's a DGDN art lens from Sigma, and I also used, and those were pretty much the two. I'll be quite honest. I didn't pull out the 50, the 24 to 70. No, no, because it was pretty big. It was heavy. And for all the moving you do, man, when you have your backpack, there's a saying, an inch is a pound, right? So between the 20 to 60 millimeter kit lens and the 24 to 70 f2.8 professional, mid zoom lens, the weight difference is incredible. And quite honestly, I wasn't trying to have my back blown out by all carrying all this damn gear. So I ended up not using most of the stuff that I brought. And after I went to the photo bays that they had numerous photo bays. It was really awesome. Um, all throughout the expo floor that you could just shoot some models that were in. There were certain, how could I say, concepts put together, chair and a backdrop and different lighting. And also vendors had photo bays too. You really just needed, quite honestly, an 85 millimeter, because you're not going to be super close to the model and there's a lot of people vying for position. So, or maybe a 70 to 200, if you're shooting actual products, you might want something wider, obviously. So, to keep it super simple, shoot a 24 to 70, 70 to 200. Boom. You would have been straight. That's it, you know? And I went way overboard. I could have I bought 2 suitcases, one for clothes and one for camera gear. I could have consolidated that camera gear into a shoulder bag or a backpack, and, I would have been fine. I definitely overpacked. I won't do that again. Cause when, after I got what I wanted in Vegas and, on the Strip, I really didn't bring it out that much more often. So it was like it was a wrap. So, and I took so many seminars and everything else. You don't need to bring your camera to the seminars. To the photo walks, yes, but the seminars and everything else, no. But I mean, you could if you want to. There were plenty of people who did, but I didn't find any use for it. I was there to learn, and I typed in notes into my notes in my iPhone. So yeah, I overpack. So do not overpack. Pick like one general wider lens and then one general zoomier lens. I'm just saying, right? Those are not technical terms, but ultimately, like an 85 millimeter, I thought would be a perfect sweet spot, which gave me the ability to isolate whichever model I'm shooting, even regardless of the crowd that's around me. Or maybe I sometimes you would have to shoot over someone's shoulder and all this other stuff. The 85 will get you in there. The 50 too many times, included too much of the surrounding environment that I didn't wanna have to deal with later. So that's why I said 85 is a good sweet spot. If you're gonna bring a zoom lens, 70 to 200, and if you're gonna shoot products, then you want something wider than that. But otherwise, the 70 to 200 would have been just fine too, okay? So do not overpack because you have to carry all this crap. Matter of fact, that should be on a bumper sticker. Do not overpack because you'll have to carry this crap. All right. But it's true. Really, it's true. Um, as the days progressed, I was looking for ways to carry even less. Okay. That should be on a bumper sticker too. All right. And it was true. As every day passed, I was like, all right, what do I really don't need to bring? There were a lot of stuff I brought and I didn't even take out of my suitcase. I was like, why did I bring all this crap? So that's one thing I want you to do is just don't worry so much about overpacking. Get like I said, something that's a little wider, little more, and then one that zooms in a little bit. And those would be two good lenses. Hell, honestly, a 24 millimeter and an 85 millimeter might have done you justice, or let's say a 35 millimeter and an 85 would be just fine too. And a good camera. That's it. And then And it like if you went up to the Sigma booth, you could try some of their lenses. So it's good to have your camera with you so you could try some new stuff. All right. And obviously the lenses because there were a lot of photo booths with a lot of models, a lot of opportunities to check out new lighting, LED lighting, flash lighting, modifiers. It was a bunch of cool stuff that you for sure want your camera, but do not overpack. You don't need 70% of the things you think you do need for this expo. You just don't. And it takes having all that crap takes away from the experience of enjoying the moment. Thinking about, "Oh, what lens should I bring today? How do I pack this bag for today?" And then it's like, fucking I'm here to enjoy myself, and meet people and take a couple of pictures, but I don't wanna be a photographer all of a sudden. That's not what I came to the came here to for the expo for, is to be a photographer. I wanna actually enjoy being there. So don't weigh yourself down by overpacking. That's for sure. Now, what else should you bring? Well, you're already going to get tons of water, but make sure you're hydrated. That's for sure. Make sure you're hydrated. Bring some snacks so you can eat while you're on the floor because even to get out of the hotel could take you a few minutes. Or once you're out of the hotel and you want to look for the place that you want to go eat, that could take you another few minutes. So just stay hydrated. Have a couple snacks on you for sure. And bring your business cards. Wow. Yes, bring your business cards. I met so many people at the vendor booths that I just gave my card out. Oh yeah, yeah. Hey, here's my card. Here's my card. Here's my YouTube channel. Here's my Instagram, whatever. Because I want to make connections with the vendors as well as the people attending. And I even exchanged business cards with other photographers. So definitely bring your business cards. But you know one thing that I used a lot of um was exchanging our Instagrams, right? So I leveled up on some new followers and Instagram has a great tip, right? Um what is it? They have let me show you what Instagram has. They have this cool feature that you should be using by the way, okay? Right here. It's called QR code. And with QR code, you could just have someone tap that button right there, and then they can screen. Here we go. They could screen um this QR code, and then they can immediately follow your page on Instagram. It's really dope, and then you could do it for others. If you want to screen someone else's, you press this button right here. It looks like that. And then, well, I'm not a QR code, but it would screen right there, and then boom, their profile will pop up. It's really dope. It's inside of Instagram. All you gotta do right from here, you press, there we go. You press those three little lines, press those three little lines, and then where it says QR code, see where it says QR code right there? You press that, and then it pops up. There you go. All right, giving you guys some game. So if you're at a social event or like WPPI, and you're meeting other photographers, that's a good way to get your followers up real quick, is that you just go ahead and follow everybody and they follow you right back. And that's a real quick way. I noticed that was a big thing that I was doing, and people were down for, because it's like we both benefit. Sometimes taking their business card is one thing, but the follower is like a little bit more impactful to the person you're talking to, because they gain a follower, you gain a follower. It's a win-win. Okay. And they don't have to carry a business card. So there you go. That's a cool win. All right. Now, so definitely make sure you use that. I think that's a great idea. If not, you can do let me see if I have mine. Oh yeah, you can do Linktree. I have a Linktree, as some of you may know. And let me see if yeah. So here we go. Linktree allows, on my Linktree app. Let me see if I get this thing going. There we go. You can hit that QR code. Oh, shoot. Oh, crap. There we go. So it gives you a QR code right here. And then if when people scan that with their phone, it'll immediately take them to this portion. They'll see this, okay, which has all the links. So it can have your website, your socials, your whatever. And this is the free version of Linktree. So if you pay for it, you get more analytics, but ultimately this has been doing me justice. So some of you know this if you go to the link in my profile on Instagram, but if not, this is a good way to share your business info with other people. Okay. So Linktree is a great way to do that. And as I said, the free membership is just fine. It does all the works that you need to share your content with others. All right. Looks like we got a comment. Hold on now. Jeremy comes in. Oh, Jerome, excuse me. Jerome, that was my bad right there. That was totally my bad. Jerome says, great tip. Awesome. I'm glad it helps. Because that's exactly the sort of things I had to figure out, quite honestly, because no one's sharing around here. I don't know why. But the link tree is a great one. The QR code for Instagram. These are all ways for you to level up and to share your content. But most importantly, for networking. This is how it's done now. I went to a film industry networking event here in the Bay Area, and guess what? I handed out maybe three business cards, but man, I'm telling you, everybody was doing this QR code thing at this networking event. Everybody was doing this right here. I'm telling you, this was how people are communicating and trading business information through Instagram. Oh, DM me, send me a message. Okay. And then they follow each other. It's a win, 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 win. Okay. Because honestly, I love business cards. I'm a big advocate for business cards. I think it's classy. It does set you apart because most people don't have any. But a lot of people don't want to have a pocket full of business cards. Let's be honest. But they don't mind trading a follow for a follow. So go ahead and do that. That'll help you out and help them out. Anyway, let's get back into it, shall we? I think we shall. Back to what you should bring. Um, Make sure you bring a nice set of clothes, because the opening party that was on a Monday, You have to dress nicer to get inside. So fitted jeans at least, nice boots, maybe a sport blazer, sport coat of some sort, or a suit, straight up suit. Plenty of people did suits. Women were dressed really nice with heels. Um, you definitely want to do that. Okay, you're not getting in there with some damn jumpsuit looking like somebody from some what is it, Polly Shore from New Jersey, or some Bay Area hippie. You ain't gonna get in it. You're not getting in. Dress code is enforced for real. And then on the closing night that was at the Cosmopolitan, it literally said suits only. Like you had to dress nice, formal attire. Come on, folks, step your game up. Buy one from H&M. I bought a black suit from H&M. No shame in my game, okay? No shame in my game. All right, I saved some money. And guess what? It fit pretty right. I have to get the only thing that needs to be adjusted was the sleeves need to be shortened, and I like my hem to be shortened a little bit. Otherwise, right off the rack, and the whole thing cost maybe 120 bucks. Okay. So if it's affordable, is what I'm saying, to pull it off. But you should get one just for these kind of events so that you come off proper and prepared and give that. Because remember, perception is value, folks. How people perceive you it means a lot. Whether you might get a conversation or not, whether you get a client or not, whether you're taken serious or not. So trust and believe it. Okay. I know Martin Luther King says we don't want to judge people on their appearance, but guess what? We all do. And sometimes the first what did he say? What did he say? The first impression may be your last. All right. I want you to win. So make sure you go ahead, and if you intend on going to those, you don't have to go to those events. All right. But the opening party was sponsored by Fuji. Shout out to Fuji. All right. And it was open bar all night. So that was a serious win. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to give that opening party a Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah! Because guess what? When they say open bar, I was there. I had a good time though. At least got caught up on some drinks because you go to Vegas, you want to cut loose a little bit. So regardless, the point is you want to have a nice pair of clothes as well as comfortable clothes during the conference and expo days. All right, at least one pair, because you're gonna need it for that opening party and as well as the closing party. All right. You don't need to be showing up with no tux. So knock it off. All right, you're doing too much here. You're doing too much. Let me get to these comments. Simon says times have changed. No need for business cards these days. This QR code thing works absolutely 100%. It does, man. That was tripping me out when I went to that industry event a week before I went to Vegas, and that's how we did it. He said, "Oh, QR code, QR code. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Follow you, follow you." It was all Instagram. Instagram is the new business cards for real. That's why you should have a link tree in your profile of your Instagram that goes to your other channels, that goes to your website, that goes to your YouTube and your whatever, your LinkedIn and your WordPress or whatever it is you got going on. Okay. Get that link tree. It's free 99. Vic says, thank you, Vic, for a comment. H&M all day, son. You already know it, man. I'm saving my coins. I'm saving my coins. I'm saving my coins, man. I'm not, and no shame in my game. Not at all. All right. Now, this is someone who worked at proudly at Men's Warehouse for like 5 years. So I understand, and I can mark up a suit for you, pin it up and everything, and get it ready for tailoring. I've never wore my pants lower than my waist after working at Men's Warehouse. Shout out to Men's Warehouse. And they did a great job. I don't know what they're doing now, but when I did work there, man, I learned so much about how clothes is worn, the quality, understanding the quality of fabrics and everything. Right. But as a full-time working photographer, man, I gotta cut corners somewhere. I still have a lot of my clothes I have from H&M, but at the same time, hey, as I said, I needed a quick black suit. I went to H&M. That's what I did. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. So don't be bashful. Go ahead and go to H&M. It's all good. So thank you, Vic, for that. Simon comes back. First impression matters a lot. 100%. Okay. That might be the only impression you get. So yes, dress up, folks. Come on now. Ladies and germs, get your stuff together. At least one outfit is what I recommend when you go to WPPI. Now, let's get to the next topic, shall we? What I learned from the seminars. All right. I took because I went live and I had to pre-plan a lot. I did a lot on the expo floor. So I only went to a couple of seminars. Next time I'll go to a lot more. Since this was my first time at WPPI, I had to get the lay of the land, get my bearings right and kind of how can I say check the chemistry of how things flow. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know where to go half the time, and so I didn't want to come off super lost either. But I was lost a few times. So with that said, the first seminar I took was, let me make sure I get the name right. It was Lindsay Adler's. Okay, Lindsay Adler had a phenomenal seminar, and I don't want to misquote what hers was about. It was on Tuesday I took it. 10 steps to follow to become a commercial photographer. All right? 10 steps to follow to become a commercial photographer. And that was a serious win. That's right. It was amazing. That was a phenomenal seminar. I honestly felt there was like a master class, a photography business masterclass held by Lindsay Adler herself. And the gems she was dropping, first of all, I'm not gonna lie. I've said it a lot to a lot of you. For those who've been watching me on Marketing Monday, I've been sharing a lot of things she was saying, but it helped me to solidify that I shared the right information with all of you. That's what it helped me to confirm. But I got introduced to more things, the importance of understanding your niche and playing to your strengths. I mentioned that before, right? When we talked about branding, the first thing I said for you to improve the branding of your photography is to, answer the question. What is what was the question? The question was, what's your niche? Okay, what makes you special? That was the question. And then not only that, once you find your niche and then your marketing reinforces that, and then what makes you special, okay? Because there's a lot of photographers, especially at the expo. There's a lot of photographers in general. There's a new photographer every day. There's a new photographer with a credit card swiping and getting a camera and calling themselves a photographer. So you truly have to do whatever it takes to separate yourself from the other schmoes and Joes and Jills. And that is the importance. And that's comes back to the importance of branding. So she started off with branding, and then she mentioned numerous things. What I really enjoyed was how she broke down her first thing is the difference between this is about portrait photographer and fashion photography, really. Since I do fashion photography and portraits, whatever she said to me was like, it was golden. But if you're not a fashion photographer, this may or may not really affect you. But I'm going to share it with you anyway. The difference of editorial photography and commercial photography. Two big differences that Lindsay shared to help folks to better understand the pros and cons of each. Obviously, commercial photography, you're creating images for a business, whether they're selling or promoting a product or service, ergo an ad or a promotion of some sort. Okay. They're using your images for commercial purposes to make money, to sell something. And then you have editorial photography, like shooting for a fashion magazine. Fashion magazines are are fun to be a part of, but generally don't pay shit. To be quite honest. All right. They just do not. So if you're looking to be a full-time fashion editorial photographer, you need to basically almost hit the lottery. Otherwise, okay, get another job. Okay. So, and that's just the landscape. Photography budget has been slashed ever since, I'm gonna say, I don't know, maybe the 80s, for sure 90s they started to get slashed, and definitely 2000, everything else. But I still enjoy creating work to be published. That was why I was late to WPPI. We were shooting a fashion editorial with a group of us creatives, because it's great to promote yourself. It's great for promotion and to show the marketplace that you're creating work and lighting that is relevant to today's trends. So I use editorial photography for promotion. Now, for promoting myself, promoting my creative team, and just promoting my skills as a photographer. Because a lot of times when you're doing fashion photography or fashion editorials, you can be more creative, more daring, experimental, and then and you being placed in a magazine, if the magazine is worth at least something, at least gives you it validates your credibility and your professionalism and your ability to create good images in the marketplace. So editorials I use for marketing purposes, commercial photography, getting paid. Commercial photography pays more. Editorial photography barely pays. And a lot of times you're just doing it for fun. So stop complaining when you're trying to get published and why they don't pay. Trust me, they will not pay at the low tier, medium tier, and most cases, the big tier too. Well, Lindsay shared that she shot for a big magazine and she ended up at a negative shooting for them. Okay. But having got in said magazine, doing said kind of shoot, it was beneficial for her in terms of for marketing purposes. So you really need to look at these getting published in a magazine for marketing purposes so that you could say on your site, "Oh, I've been involved with these magazines. Oh, my work has been placed here." These are good selling points that you can share with your potential clients. And if you happen to get a commercial photographer, a commercial client, they can see like, oh, okay, you've been creating a certain amount of work that the marketplace has deemed as pretty cool, and that you're actively promoting yourself. That never hurts. You don't need to get published to get a commercial client. Hell to the no. It doesn't hurt though. It doesn't hurt to have those kind of images to show your flexibility, your creativity, etc. um, through those images. It doesn't hurt to have those to showcase that, but it's not a requirement at all. So she was sharing these particular points and how she uses each to leverage her brand and get to the next level. And one thing is that here's one thing that she mentioned about portfolios, which I thought was really powerful. She's like, my portfolio only shows the work that not only am I good at, that I want and that I want to do. I was like, oh, okay. So my portfolio is, she does fashion and beauty work. Check her out. And but she charges such a rate that if a client comes and wants her to do kind of work that she may not be as passionate about, but they're willing to pay the day rate or whatever, she's willing to do it, but it will never end up being on her Instagram or her website because that's not what she's passionate about. It's not what she's good at, and nor is it what she wants to get paid for. And that's something I wish new photographers would learn, because a lot of times new photographers, what the clear sign, the tall tale sign of a new photographer is that they shoot everything. They got some landscape photos on their Instagram. They got some random events of their personal life, some concert they went to. Like they're all over the place. Clearly, no direction, no focus. Okay, and that was one of the F words I learned while attending Full Sail University was the F word, focus. Okay, and but as new photographers, we're all hungry to show that we love photography. We're into it. And look, I shot a boat. I shot a rock. I shot a flower. I shot an eagle. I shot a plane. And I shot a model. And it's like, it's just all over it's a hot mess. But businesses don't want that. They want to go to the best person for X job. I wanna go to a carpenter who's, union, who's a tradesman for 20 years. Like, they wanna see a license, they want all that good stuff. They wanna deal with the professional, they're willing to pay for a professional. Cause as I always said, oh, excuse me, wrong one. As I've always said, specialists get paid more, all right? And that is a fact in any arena, whether you're a photographer or a tradesperson or you're in dental or you're medical or whatever, the more defined you are in your profession, the more money you'll get paid. That is a fact. That's why. So with that said, that was one thing she emphasized by expressing that in your portfolio. Okay. If you do dog portraits, only have dog portraits, and I could almost guarantee you'll get paid 30% more if you're only doing dog portraits. But if you're doing dog portraits, human portraits, headshots, weddings, family, and you're all over the place, the one who's only specializing in dog portraits is going to get paid way more for their dog portraits than you, who's kind of all over the place. Okay. I've seen it. I've seen people who only do maternity shoots and maybe some family, and their maternity shots look amazing because that's what they specialized in. They've crafted, they've honed it, and then therefore they're charging a grand for a damn maternity shoot. And I'm trying to ask for 400 bucks. I'm just giving an example, but you understand what I'm saying. So that's one thing I learned there was the importance of focusing. That's why the first two things she went over was what are you good at? And what's your niche? Okay. Without that, you can't get to where what I'm talking about now in terms of how to reflect that in your portfolio. All right. So her seminar was amazing. I left super motivated, super pumped. And honestly, you know what? I actually that evening when I went done with the expo, had something to eat, I actually went back to my room, opened up my laptop, and I actually redid my entire, um, about page with my bio part. I redid it. I cut off at least 25% of the meat, meaning the verbiage. I took out so much, made it much more clear and concise, straight to the point. Understand, I want to share exactly what I'm a specialist, where's my experience coming from, what sets me apart aesthetically as a photographer, and and of course my contacts on there. So, but that's what this again, seeing how other photographers do things gives you exposure to different methods and workflows that maybe perhaps you weren't privy to. And it might have actually helped you. So going to our seminar helped me out tremendously. And then starting from that about page, once I cleaned that up, and then I went through every other page on my website and started doing the same. I took away other media on the homepage. I said, this isn't really important. And I started to really focus it to the style of photography. Now, for me, I had to become honest with myself because she said, what are you good at? What do people see you as good at? What is it that you're known for? Um, and I said, huh, yeah, I like fashion photography. I like portraits. I like headshots. I like people. I know I don't do kids. And I started asking myself, I said, I had to really get in there. Yeah, I started really thinking. I said, man, what is it I'm good for? What am I good at? What do people come to me for, whether I want to admit it or not? And that was the conclusion to all that was that I'm a lifestyle fashion photographer. Before I would say portrait and fashion photography, which are very broad. So I want to get to the niche part. I said, okay. She said, what am I good at? What is the niche? What is that specialty? I said, hmm. Whether it be outdoor using natural light or in studio, I've had models that have done all sorts of genres or styles of photography, but they come to me because I do this particular thing well. Oh my God. I'm a lifestyle fashion photographer. Holy Christ. What a revelation. And I had to admit it. I kind of knew it. I could see my style. I'm not very avant garde. I can if I want to, I'm sure. But I'm very lifestyle fashion photography, you know? And I had to just, and then once I just owned it and just admitted it after the seminar, I was like, I actually felt more empowered. Quite honestly, that was a win.
Oh, yeah.
And then I started to really uh uh redoing my website with the emphasis of promoting that I'm a lifestyle fashion photographer, right? Lifestyle fashion and beauty photographer. And I said, "Okay, cool." And that just gave me so much more comfort in the direction that I'm how I'm branding myself. I'm actually refining it. I'm sharpening my edges by uh how do you say, playing to my strengths, embracing the niche that I'm good at. So that's something I took away from that particular seminar. Other things too, like invoicing, right? And no and that she actually broke down how she invoices and sends estimates. That was awesome, man. I loved her at seminar. That was awesome. Shout out to Lindsay Adler. Looks like we got a couple comments. Let's go ahead and check that out. Vic comes back. Instagram is just social media to me. I'm a photographer. I went here, I did this, I photographed this person and that band, etc. Social media. My work is on my website. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to give you a Macho Man Randy Savage for that one.
Oh, yeah.
You're absolutely right, Vic. Um, but here's the flippity dippity. Okay, no, first of all, you're absolutely right. Social media is for your most recent work. I've always said it. Check it out, Marketing Monday playlist. Social media is for your most recent work, but and your website is for your best work, right? It's to showcase your very best of the best work, right? So, absolutely, but they both have their place. I use social media for marketing and business purposes, and obviously my website. So on my page, I maybe on my stories, I share more personal stuff, right? But on my timeline, I'm thinking business. I'm thinking of it. How can I inspire, motivate, share a tip, or just share my photographic journey on my timeline? But social media for me is for marketing, 100%. But yes, your website is where you want your work. So if you do not have a website, okay, I am shocked. You better get yourself a website. I use SmugMug, go use whatever you want, but they're optimized to showcase the highest quality version of your images, okay? I upload the highest possible resolution and size onto my SmugMug account. So and it looks gorgeous whether it's on my website and I'm looking at it on my 27-inch Mac here or on my iPhone 14. The photos look spectacular. So if anybody's always complaining about the image quality of Instagram, well, that's your darn fault because they don't give a hoot, nanny, about your quality. All right. They really, really don't. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Yes, exactly. All right. Um, they compress your photos all day, no matter what resolution you think you're trying to do. They're gonna compress it, press it, and everything because it's free. You're not paying for it. So guess what? Stop complaining. Now your website is where you get to showcase and really let your photos shine. So use social media to hopefully get people inspired enough to go to your website. All right. That's why I said get yourself a link tree with and all that good stuff. Anyway, uh oh, Vic says she's mad cute too. Oh, you talking about Lindsay had a little look at you, you devil, okay? All right, look at you, devil. All right. I wasn't looking like that, brother, but go ahead. You know, I got eyes too. But I was really inspired by her. She's a phenomenal talent. Um, she's super great at giving presentations. And quite honestly, her work is mind blowing. So shout out to Lindsay Adler. All right. You're killing me with those sound effects. Ayo, Oh, well, I'm sorry, brother, because that's what I do best around here. Matter of fact, hey, today though, I was looking for more sound effects. Okay. So the next one you're gonna get from me next time is gonna be the drum effect. I gotta get the drum roll. Brrr, that's what I gotta get next time. But don't worry, man. I got like how many of these? These are eight of them. I got 24 sound effects. So you're gonna get nothing but more. So you might as well buckle up for the ride. Okay, that's what you better do. That's right, because that's all I do. I'm dropping sound effects day and night. So come on, subscribe and join the party. All right. Thanks, Vic. I appreciate that. Real quick before we get to the next thing, please, if you haven't already, come on, people. This is the easiest, most affordable way to support the channel is smashing that like, that share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Come on. These sound effects, it takes time to put together. It takes time to press these buttons. It takes time to know when to hit it. All right. So all you got to do is smash that like. You know what? It only costs you free 99. All right. For those who want to take your dedication to this channel up a notch, you can go ahead and join me on Patreon at patreon.com/, Photography, where I share daily educational photography content on Patreon. And I'm looking to step that up as well. But, all in due time. I'm a one-man bandstand and, I only have so many hours in a day. And believe it or not, I have clients to take care of. But I appreciate you all for supporting in any way that you can. Let's get back to it, shall we? The next, talking about what seminars. The other seminar I went to was hold on. It was on Wednesday. The next day, I went on a seminar because the rest of that day on Tuesday I spent on the Expo floor. Um, oh shoot, I actually went to this one too. I went to on uh on Tuesday night was WPPI's shootout sponsored by Nikon. That was super fun. That was hosted by Jerry Guionis. If you know him, Jerry Guionis, check him out on Instagram. He's super big. He does wedding photography. That's what he specializes in, but he does portraits too. But he's a phenomenal photographer, Nikon ambassador. And honestly, he was a phenomenal host. He was super fun. So I was really entertained. They took four photographers up on stage and shot one model and basically using the same situation and all of them shot the model differently, approached shooting the model differently. Each of them they weren't allowed to watch the other photographer go through the photo shoot. They had like 10 minutes each, and it was really cool to see how four photographers shooting one model live, having only 10 minutes and the pressure and everything. It was really cool to watch. So that was a real cool, fun experience. Wasn't a seminar, but it was definitely a fun event by Nikon. So shout out to Nikon for that cool shootout experience. The next thing on the next day, which was a Wednesday, I went to hold on, I gotta get this now. Yeah, because it was my boy. I gotta make sure I shout him out here. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. This one was by my Chicago friend, John Grease, over in Chicago, Chi-Town. Okay. And he was hosting this. Go check him out, John Grease Photography on Instagram. He was hosting this workshop. It was called The 5 Lighting Concepts Every Photographer Should Know. And man, I actually really enjoyed his class. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a great seminar. And guess what? Yours truly was one of the models. That's right. I was. Okay, believe it or not. At least at the end, for the last lighting concept, I sat in for him to showcase a particular technique. And for texture, I believe it was. He was showcasing how to create more texture with lighting patterns. It was really good. I really enjoyed it because the techniques he showed anyone can do at any level. He used an umbrella, I think I want to say it was a 5-foot umbrella with a diffusion panel in the front, and then he used one kicker light. Did he use a kicker light? No, he used a hair light, and then did he have a kicker light? He may have had a kicker light. I can't remember, but most of the time he used one light. And but the lighting techniques that he shared was really helpful. I thought it was helpful for me as an experienced photographer, so I know someone who's a beginner for sure took away some good nuggets. And actually he shared some techniques that I thought was really helpful, which was like this thing he called like a L technique on how to properly place and get good consistent well balanced lighting with your softbox when it comes to properly placing it in line with your subject's face. And I thought it was really cool, how to not put the position of the lighting, let's say the edge of the softbox, not past the ear. I thought that was pretty cool, but yet making sure that the lower portion of the softbox doesn't go more than maybe 2 inches or so lower than the chin. And that really uh was really profound to me. And I thought about that. I was like, Let me see." So when he actually did it, and he did it consistently and created good lighting across the face, I was like, "Oh." And then when I had my own free time to really ponder on it, I thought about that. I said, "Oh, that's awesome." So actually tomorrow I have a trade shoot and I'm going to practice some of these techniques inspired by some of the things he shared. So that was a phenomenal class. So go check out John Grease on he has a YouTube channel too. Check him out on Instagram as well. And again, his class was called The 5 Lighting Concepts Every Photographer Should Know. I really enjoyed it, and, he was entertaining host as well, so I wasn't falling asleep in any of these classes. It was fantastic, so that was great, and one of the good things about it was that all these like, there was countless seminars in this right here, right? Countless seminars. The sold out ones were for the photo walks and stuff like that. Um, it was all included in the one price you pay when you register for WPPI. Like, that's freaking ridiculous. Look at that. Come on now. Like, we talk about get your money's worth. That's why I was so mad about missing a day or two. That's what next time, rain, hail, sleet, or snow, I'm going there maybe even the day before, more than likely the morning of, before it begins. And then I'm rocking out until the day after. Then I'll take my flight home because it was so much to do. There were so many cool things. So, anyway, let's check out these comments before we get to the next topic. Where are we? Oh, here we go. Simon said it's 3:11 a.m. Gonna catch some sleep. Well, go ahead and get your sleep, man. I appreciate you even tuning in. That means a lot to me. All right. Had fun on this show. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. I know Simon, for those who don't know, he's a photographer and retoucher over in Nigeria, believe it or not. Who would have thought, right? I don't have any Nigeria music, but I got this here, okay? I'm sure he gets the rhythm. Um and then and he does retouching. So he did some retouching for me, and I'm gonna have him do some more retouching. So if you needed some info about him, you go ahead and check him out on Instagram or hit me up. I'll share that as well. Anyway, I like to show people love and spreading the wealth. And then here we go. Vic comes back. Did you meet up with Photo Me Ike? No. His photo class was I believe his photo walk was like $500 to go, and I heard it was at a pretty awesome location. So no, I did not. Actually, I'm gonna try to reach out to him. I tried reaching out to him to be a guest on my show here, so I'll reach out to him again and hopefully, get back to a brother, and you know what I'm saying, he'll feel free to bless us with his presence. That'd be awesome. That'd be pretty dope. And matter of fact, if he did come, I'd have to give it a Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah!
So, but no, I did not go. And for $500, as much as I know it would have been fun, I just wouldn't be spending that right at that particular moment. Just because For one yeah, I just wouldn't I'm just not gonna spend $500. But I understand why he did. I mean, the brother deserves it, for what he put together. I saw a lot of photo walks that were much cheaper. They were $99, but they were pretty close to the hotel. So he actually got a space, or he rented out a space. He had to get licensed and he had to pay for the models. You know what I mean? Like the cost, you definitely understood where the value, I mean, where the money is going to create the value for sure. So shout out to him and his photo walk. Okay. I did want to check out Joe Edelman's photo walk. I'm gonna try to make sure I do that next time, just because I've been following Joe for years since I started. I want to say, damn, what is it now? 7 years or something like that on Insta on excuse me, on YouTube. And I met Joe Edelman back in Photo Plus Expo in Manhattan, um, 2017, and he was super freaking nice, just as he is on his show, energetic and nice. And we took a selfie. He was patient for all that, and then he did the same thing this time when I saw him in the hallway and took selfies. He was totally patient and everything. So it was like, I like to support people who are the genuine article, and I appreciate that Joe emphasizes the education of photography a lot. You don't get a lot of the bells and whistles and the fluff just to get some views. He's really trying to make sure you leave with helpful nuggets to help improve your photography. So that's why uh I think I'm gonna go make sure I attend his photo walk next time. So shout out to Joe Edelman. Um And that's what I mean, like, Vic, is with this planner, like, if you decide to go, like, this planner is a godsend to plan everything, right? Your seminars, your time when you wanna go to the expo and play with some toys, and then also, the workshops and the photo walks. It's like that app really kept me organized. I'm gonna use it way more. It took me, like, there was, like, a day or 2 of learning curve to really understand it, but it worked well, and it never lagged. So shout out to that. So next time I'll get some more photo walks in. Alright, next thing. Boom. Gear Touch Tour on the Expo floor. That's right. If you wanna see my 2-hour live stream of the Gear Touch Tour, um, the link is in the description section down below, so go ahead and touch that, and you can watch it, not now, but later. And I visited let me try to remember. I did the Nikon booth first, because as soon as you walked in, bam, they're right in your face. It was Nikon. Then I went to Canon. That's right, I actually went to the Canon booth. They had some cool I checked out one thing I liked about they had the what was it? The double fisheye 3D thing. That thing was trippy. Wow, was that awesome. And they had, like, different photo bays. They had 3 photo bays at the Canon booth. So those 2 were the biggest behemoths, or I'm not sure. Either way, they were gigantic booths. Canon, Nikon. Then I went to Sigma. I like me some Sigma. So I had to go check out Sigma and check out the 50 millimeter f 1.4 DGDN art lens that they just came out with. So if you're a Sony E mount or Panasonic L mount or Leica L mount, that lens is available for you. And wow, it was super compact. It was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I'm definitely gonna get it. It just matters when, but I'm definitely gonna get the lens. It's compact more than my other 50 lens. It's 1.4, so it's nice and fast. And if, of course, quality construction, because we all know Sigma art lenses are like a freaking piece of art. So anyway, I did the Sigma. I went to Photex. Shout out to Photex. They showed me a lot of love over at the Photex booth, and I actually got an official. That's right, one of their official pullover hoodies. Yes, thank you, Lawrence, over at Photex USA for slipping me one of those hoodies. Their hoodie was super warm. I'll be quite honest, especially during the Vegas nights. Yo, that Photex hoodie came into play. I'm going to give that a Macho Man Randy Savage for that
Oh
one.
yeah!
So shout out to Lawrence and Michael. Michael was the other person hanging out at the Fotex booth. And I love Fotex. I use a lot of their soft boxes, but wow, they created a new um, technology and way in which to implement collapsible modifiers, and I love it. I love it. It was real cool. It's kind of like MagMod with the magnets, but with a Bowens mount, well constructed, collapsible softbox. It's great, and their softbox quality actually got even better. I didn't think it mattered a whole lot, but it actually did. Um, the thickness, they had a white interior softbox for their what do they call those? They call them like the it's not a dome, it's a their new softbox collection is a capsule, excuse me. The Fotex softbox capsule series that they have was really dope. It had this new technology of opening up that you could open up and collapse the softbox really quick. But the actual construction of the softbox is really good, thick quality, like a Westcott. So if you ever touched Westcott um, soft boxes and it's nice and thick and white, I'm telling you, Fotex has it. They have it. It's great. Check out their collapse capsule collection. It's really good, and it comes with, oh my god, this is great. Comes with a grid. It comes with the capsule, so it's almost shooting like you're shooting with an umbrella. The way it distributes the light. It comes with the softbox interior. You know, this regular softbox diffusion. It comes with two interior diffusion panels. That was pretty cool. And as I said, it's magnet interior allows you to um um it comes with this adapter, if you will. You put it inside the softbox and you put this thing on top and it comes with gel. You can put your gels in there without having to tape them in there into your softbox. It's such a cool technology. So shout out to Fotex for this new softbox technology. It's really dope. I'm actually gonna get some. I'm gonna get one of them for sure because I want to test it out and bring that to you. But it's really, really dope. I was actually pretty shocked. So that's why I want to make sure I want to showcase them during my live show. Go ahead and click the link down below to watch my live stream touch tour. And all the what do I have all the timeline stamped in the video so you could just quickly get to whichever vendor you want to check out. I also checked out all the numerous photo bays that they had set up all over the place, especially in the back along the wall. They had at least 6, 8 different photo bays for you to just do photography set up with high quality aperture lighting and aperture soft boxes with gravity canvas backdrops. And then a model would come in every once in a while and you could just get your shoot on. So it was really, really fun. There was always something to do. Like I said, there's always something to do. And the other thing is, um, what else? What were the other vendors I went to? I went to Tamron. Okay, I checked out Tamron, and I did check out I saw Lumix there, so I had to go shout out to Lumix. They were with B&H. So B&H had a nice size section, and there were other venues there, vendors there too. Peter Hurley had his whole entire headshot crew situation going on, and people were going crazy over there, and he was saying shebang every chance he got. So that was a really cool area. And outside of that, of course, there were vendors who sold um products for, let's say, wedding photographers or family portrait photographers like Zeno. I think they're called Zeno, ZNO. Either way, they had a big booth there as well. So it was really, really fun. So if you want to know the details of that touch tour, just make sure you click the link down below, check out the video. And then, like I said, I went to the vendors that really stuck out to me. Oh, there was one vendor I forgot to go back to. I was really upset because they treated me real good. That was over at Nanlite. Shout out to Nanlite. Okay, because the gentleman there showed me they showed me the projector light with the optical snoot, and, oh, wow, that thing blew me away. It was I wanna say 16 degree and a 35 degree. It was really nice, man, like, it was so powerful, and It was great. It was really great. I meant to go back. I totally forgot. Like by the time I was leaving, I remembered I forgot to go shout them out and go back to their booth. So shout out to Nanlite for showing me that optical snoot in their spotlight. Okay, their projector light. It was fantastic. Um, so let's get to the big question. Okay. The big question. Okay. Was it worth it? And should you go? Now, let's talk about the worth it. Okay, the value, the money. Was it worth paying to go? Was it worth paying for the flight for me to take off time instead of taking clients and booking my studio, um, for the hotel, for the registration, yada, yada, yada? Was it worth the money? I'm going to have to say an astounding
Oh yeah!
yes, it was. It was worth it. Oh, yes, it was. Okay. At first I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect, quite honestly. I didn't know what I'm getting myself into. With this economy, do I want to spend, you know, honestly, with the flight and the with the flight and the registration, I'm already at $1,000. And then of course I want to make sure I have money while I'm there. I have to buy breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? And God forbid I have an extra drink. So it's like you had to budget all, you have to set aside some money. Now, so I was worried to make sure that it's worth it. But after doing some research and of course encouragement from those that know me, I decided to take the leap, and wow, the ROI was fantastic. Just off those 2 seminars I took alone was worth it, aside from being introduced to tons of gear and meeting new people for sure. I met other photographers that shoot different style of portrait photography than myself, and they shared their stories and experiences. So, yes, it's 100% worth it. Whether you're a beginner or a professional photographer, I recommend you going at least once, maybe even twice. I'm gonna go back next year for sure. Um, because the lessons that were learned are invaluable. The registration was 275, and I mean, Lindsay Adler's alone was worth the 275 from what I learned from her, and then with John Grease putting the icing on a cake, if you will. I'm just mad I didn't go to more. Okay? I'm mad I didn't go to more seminars just because of how awesome those 2 were. Okay? So, that alone, I felt my money was well spent. Then the expo experience itself on the floor, meeting the vendors, how much space we had to move, like the convention center where the expo was huge. So I never felt cramped or anything, so that was good. The only thing I was upset about um was that a lot of the good stuff was all in the morning at 8:30, the 8:30 to 10 o'clock time. So if you went to one, you're for sure gonna miss something awesome somewhere else. So I just wish some of that wasn't like that. But outside of that, that was my only gripe, quite honestly. Everything else was pretty smooth. The hotel was great. The room was awesome. I had a nice view of the northern part of the strip. That's where I was facing north pretty much. But the room itself was fantastic, no problems. Um, I had 2 queen size beds. So, and one thing I learned was that when you pay for registration, you could actually bring a friend for free. So who would have thought? That's a serious win. And that's also a win for my pockets. So just think about that. So if it's your first time and you don't want to do it alone, bring a friend. Bring somebody who's geeking out with photography right along with you, and bring them, and hell, go half, and then there you go. You just split the registration in half. You just split the room cost in half. Boom, that's a serious win. So that's what I recommend for folks thinking about going the first time. Next time, I'm going to bring my assistant, and and we're gonna go out there and have a fucking awesome time. I'm willing, So with that said, there are ways to even. That's what I learned from going having forced myself going the first time and getting over the intimidation of going to such a big event alone. And what else is there that oh, should you go? Ultimately, I think all of you should definitely go. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. They don't know I'm making this video. I don't think they'll ever see this video or my touch tour, quite honestly. But I'm gonna say you should definitely go. I'm going back, and not only that, this inspired me to go to other photography expos, namely Imaging USA. My goal for next year is to go to Imaging in January and then go to WPPI in March. That's my goal. Because if I learned what I learned, even though I missed half of the days, right? I missed 3 days of the seminar, I mean, of the expo. Imagine if I could go for every single day. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. And again, a lot of these seminars are free and they're hosted by the best of the best, the best of the best. You're not paying their workshop fee to get knowledge for them for an hour and a half. It's a win-win. It's a no-brainer, quite honestly. So that's what I recommend. Hold on, we got some comments in here. How dare you with these comments? Vic comes back. I had planned for this year, wasn't able to make it. Next year, I would like to. You know what, Vic? Stay in touch. If you do plan on going next year, DM me on Instagram. Let's all link up. Let's definitely do that and geek out. That's what it's all about. All right. Um, for the first, like I said, for the first time, I was absolutely blown away. What I was told by others who had went last year, this one was on a whole nother level in terms of capacity. Way more people, way more vendors, way more things to do. So shout out to WPPI for that one. And I'm just so happy. I was so happy to see how many people. I mean, some of the lines, like to Lindsay Adler's seminar, the line was so long and so much they had to put it in the grand ballroom just because of the amount of people that were interested to go check it out. So um that's why I said plan these out. Wear comfortable shoes. Bring a snack. Okay. Bring at least I brought 3 batteries. I recommend 3 batteries. Remember to put them in your carry-on because you don't put them down below with your luggage. But I brought 3 batteries. All right. 1 camera, 2 lenses. I think is more than enough. More than enough. That's all I'm going to do next time. 1 camera, 2 lenses, call it a day. And if you're not sure, if you're scratching your head, 24 to 70, 70 to 200, boom, you're done. If you're only doing primes, if you're only doing prime lenses, I'd recommend 24 to 50 or a 35 and an 85, something like that. That's what I would recommend. Okay. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. What do I know? It was just my first time. I still have a lot to learn, but I can't wait to learn some more. All right. We are looking pretty good. Let me take this time to answer any questions. If anybody has any questions, concerns, comments, that it could be anything about photography. It doesn't have to be about WPP Pizzle. Okay. So you could, I'm all ears. In the meantime, in between time, you already know what I'm going to say. Okay. You already know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say go ahead and press that like, that share, subscribe. If you're still with me after all this talking about not what is it, over 90 minutes of talking, you come on, do yourself a favor and smash that like button and for sure subscribe. All right. That helps me out. I'm trying to get to 10K. I'm out here like doing dances. I got my sound effects. I today the new sound effects was a Jeopardy. Okay, for those who've been watching, I know you haven't heard the Jeopardy, but I just got the Jeopardy for those times where I just stumped on a question. That's right. Sometimes it's like that, and life throws you a curveball. You just gotta scratch your head for a minute. All right, so I thought that was a priceless one. I like that. Yeah, I'm corny. I don't care. Um, all right, looks like we are getting toward the end of the show. So you know what that means, man. I gotta throw on the juicy, smooth music as I close this son of a gun out. All right. I want to say thank you for hanging out with me on Let's Talk Photography, where every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to talk about everything that has to do with photography: cameras, lighting, lenses, composition, the business, models, designers, whatever. It's all about photography. All right. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and follow me on Facebook, on my page at Robert Silver Photography, on Instagram, Robert Silver Photography, TikTok, and on Twitter. All right. So go ahead and check me out there. I'm very active on Instagram. So that'll probably be the best place if you have any quick questions. But if you're trying to figure out a way to better support this channel, you can become a Patreon member, where in which I share daily educational photography content at patreon.com/Robert Silver Photography. My tiers only start at $5, so anything you could do is a big, big help. It really is. All right. And don't forget, next week, I have special guest photography. That's right. I have special guest photography. All right. We're going to be talking about Nikon photography, lenses, photography, rock and roll, and photography. That's right. That's what we're going to be talking about with photography at 6 p.m. March 23rd on my YouTube channel. All right, folks. Come on now. I got a quick comment. Let me see what this comment is. Oh, Vic comes in and says, thanks. Peace out. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I'm going to give you a Macho Man Randy Savage as you leave.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. And remember, until next time, keep shooting, stay creative. Thank you for watching.